Hey guys,
Hello. How's it going, Jamil?
phenomenal. How are you today?
Great. I can't believe it's Thursday already. I feel like I say the same thing, but every time we come back on the show, I'm just like, wow, it's already at the end of the week. So, yeah.
Isn't
What have you
is
been up to?
I completely agree with that. Like it's like, how is it already? How is it two Thursdays since the last time I saw you?
Yeah. No
Like,
idea.
what is
Time's
happening?
flying.
Always a pleasure to see you, Landree. You are one of the most. I don't know. I think this specific stream is probably one of my favorite ones to do because you're just awesome to hang around with. And doing this is always so fun, right? Like we
Right. Yeah.
learn a lot, we get to really understand the basics of this business and from a perspective of not overcomplicating it, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, I'm here and Landry's here and for this one purpose to demystify what this whole business process is, to show you guys just, yes, this is going to take hard work. Yes, this is going to take consistency. Yes, this is going to take you having to be disciplined when motivation fails you. But what it's not going to be is complicated. It's not going to
Mm,
be complicated. This is about being a human being. It's about connecting to people. And when you finally come to terms with that, and you realize it's about looking for the best solution for someone that's possible, trying to find the best opportunities for people so that they can be profitable, and at the same time finding a niche for you so that you can become financially independent. And if you can work in that energy, from that energy, I can tell you that your success in this business is guaranteed. Really, you just can't quit. Now, one of the things, because I'm really interested in understanding and learning what makes people leave the business, right?
right.
Why does somebody find me or your brother on YouTube or Instagram or whatever? They start diving in, they do a little bit, they learn about what the concepts are, then they start, and then, what makes them fall off? What makes people fall off and not pursue and not continue and remain consistent to get it done? And we've taken surveys and we've asked questions. And I think I have a pretty good understanding of what it's been. Right. And so,
Okay. Yeah. I'm curious.
number one, when people I love the folks that take action, but when they take action in inappropriate methods, right?
Mm,
So like just running into a deal or running into a contract and not having understood if there was a deal there or not,
yeah.
right? So then you've if you're going direct to seller, you haven't run your numbers correctly, you've overpromised to a seller, and then you have to cancel or you ghost the seller, which is a totally inappropriate thing to do. And then that leads to you to feeling bad about yourself and you quit. Another thing
Mm,
that happens is that people will get a good deal under contract. Like they'll actually have the numbers right and they'll everything lines up. Like this is a viable deal, but then they don't know how to execute and sell the
yeah.
deal, right? And so then they get disenfranchised, they get disenchanted with this model altogether because they think, well, I had a deal. And everybody told me if you get a good deal, the money will find you. No, whoever told you that, delete them from your brain. Okay, because it's not that is not reality. How will they know? How will anybody know that you've got a good deal under contract? The money is not out there cold calling people saying, "Hey, would you happen to be a wholesaler that has a good deal under contract?"
Right.
Because I've got all this money and I'm just looking for a good deal. I know I'm randomly calling you. No, that's BS. That's BS. And I've heard multiple influencers say that. And I honestly want to call them out by name, but I'm not going to because it's not true. You have to get out and you've got to do the work. You've got to proactively put and curate the opportunities for the people so that they can see what you're bringing, so that they can see the value that you bring to the table. And that's what this episode is about today, guys. Today, we are going to show you how to find a buyer for those great deals that you get under contract, all those times that you've had to cancel, all those things that every time you've had an opportunity slip by you, every single time where you had the opportunity to make that 5 or 10 or 15 or $30,000 check and you couldn't get it because you couldn't sell the deal. That isn't acceptable to me. And that isn't acceptable to Landry. That's not acceptable to Batch. That's why we're here, guys, because we want to make sure that you've got all of the resources available so that you can. And I tell my team this is what we call it. We call it dog on a bone energy. Okay. When you get a deal under contract, it's dog on a bone energy, meaning you don't let go of that. You try everything every minute. You have to own that deal, and you have to honor that deal like it's everything to you at that time. And you've got to try everything from working with disposition wholesalers to going out and finding a buyer yourself to even thinking of ways to take it down yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you believe in the deal enough, you should put your money where your mouth is. Now, again, guys, I'm not saying if you don't have the access to the resources, that's the reason that there's private money lenders. That's the reason that there's hard money lenders. So look at these opportunities from every perspective. Be a real real estate investor. Be a real real estate investor. Believe in your deals so much so that you would buy them and you see just how attractive the opportunities will be to others when you feel that strongly about the deals that you put under contract. So Landree, yes. I'm super excited about today because we have a couple of great opportunities under contract. People, you guys sent us in some opportunities. And so we're going to try to sell a deal or two live today. Tell us about what markets we're going to be working in, Landree.
Yeah, I'm super excited because we're going to go into Newport Richey, Florida, and Phoenix, maybe some others if we have the time, but those are going to be our main focuses based on what you guys submitted to us. And just like Jamil's been talking about, and this is really why this episode or these episodes in the series came about, is because we were talking about some of the pain points in people getting started or whatever, you are a little bit more established and not having buyers. I was sharing, like I talked about on the last show, so many times you see a post like, hey, I got my first deal under contract, and everybody's just like, congratulations. And it's like, yeah, I didn't say I had a buyer yet. So that's why I think it's so valuable to go into, we'll remind you guys on how I pulled these lists in these different markets, how easy it is. It doesn't need to be complicated. Of course, like what Jamil is saying, there's so many other things that you can worry about and start brushing up on in your skill set. But don't complicate the stuff that makes your life easy,
Right.
So
I completely agree. And again, guys, if you have not yet taken advantage of Batch Leads and really dove into the platform, guys, please go to batchleads.io. And we have a new code, actually. Spoke to Jesse last night, and it's Jamil/Jamil. So you go to batchleads.io/Jamil, and you can actually use my name as a coupon code for in-app skip tracing, and you're going to get a discount on that as well. So had a really, really great chat with Jesse yesterday. And he's like, Jamil, we really want to support you. We really want to support all of the people that you bring to the platform. And so we have brought back in-app discounts for skip tracing, which I'm really excited about. So thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Evo, and all the people at Batch Leads for thinking about the community and really bringing the best opportunities and the best value to the marketplace. I really appreciate Batch Leads for that. So Landree, if you could show us your screen and let's remind the folks how they can pull these lists.
Absolutely. And somebody's commenting about the picture in the back, which I just now noticed, and I love it as well. That's awesome.
Right
Who painted that?
Is
that the, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, Jay Valentine painted
that's
this.
What I was thinking.
I'm trying to poke him in the belly. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this little chubbers over here. Look at that guy. So yeah, it's
it looks great.
Inspired.
He's so talented.
He's so talented. So essentially, Jay, he knows that I'm an avid meditator. And so he's like, this would be a really fun thing to paint. Let's put Jamil in a lotus flower. And let's have him, be unfolding out of the lotus flower with his joyful smile. And I think it's just great. Beautiful. The only thing that bugs me is that it's covering the Besto painting, my dog who passed away. And so I think I'm going to do some rearranging in my house. I think I'm going to take Besto. I'm going to put him in my room. I think I'm going to retire Tupac, and I'm going to have him. I'm going to keep Jamil over here just because he's super cute. But I'm 44 years old. I don't think I need to have Tupac on my wall anymore. I think I've grown out of that. So
you're done with it.
I think I'm over that. But yes, guys,
had to give credit where it's due. So great job, Jay. And Natasha, if you could bring this up too.
So Wayne, not necessarily retroactive, but again, for any in-app purchases you do for skip tracing now, it'll be available. So I just worked the deal out with Jesse yesterday. So unfortunately, it would be a nightmare for people to have to, for billing to have to go back and do some adjustments like that. So we'll just, yes, Tupac is still bumping in the car. It's all good. I love Pac. Don't you worry about it. And also I got a big Tupac tattoo. So, I mean, that's not,
there you go.
yeah,
He's with you.
He's with me all the time.
Yeah, he's hanging out. He's not going anywhere.
That's right. That's right. All right. What do we got?
So I'm just going to remind you guys how to pull these lists. If you guys are in the community, which I'll drop the link for you guys, or have Natasha drop that as well, to get into the batch community. If you're not in there, and if you are, even if you're not using batch, that's fine. It's just a place for you guys to connect with one another. If you want to learn about these things, I'm always in there posting screen recordings on effective lists to pull, whether they're buyers or sellers or agents or whatever people are needing. So I feel like with lists, you can go into so many different avenues, including with cash buyers. But I'm just going to remind you guys with that, get into the community and you can learn about all the other things as well that we don't talk about on this show. So I'm going to go to property search and batch leads. And let's say for like Newport Richey, this is what I pulled today. I did pull something pretty small just because, just for the show and the sake of the time that we have together. But what I applied, and you might tweak it a little bit just depending on, the size of the market you're looking at or the population or what you're getting up in your results. But the idea is the same. So I'm going to go to Newport Richey. I'm going to click on the filter at the top of the screen, forget about all of this other stuff, and just go straight down to the cash buyer section. And then these are the things, and we'll once again walk you guys through why we do certain filters that gets you those really quality list of buyers rather than pulling, 100,000 buyers that you don't even know if they're going to know what you're talking about. So let's say yes, we're looking for cash purchases. What I usually do, and we messed around with this last time too, I usually do within 2023, I play around with the date range and find properties that were purchased with cash, from the beginning of the year and are now active on the market. I like that the best.
I love that you can do that. That is so cool.
Yeah, it just really helps you find the properties that they were bought and now they're trying to sell them again. I wonder why, probably because they did some fix and flipping. So this is another really good one too.
That's how you hack. That's how you hack the timing of the market, right? Especially when somebody just lists their flip. What are they ready for? Their next one.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. I love when you bring up that point as well, because it's like, hey, I'm offloading this property I just finished working on. Now what's next?
Right.
What about your deal? So maybe I think we played around with doing a minimum of 3 properties owned up to 20. And why is that, Jamil? If you want to remind everybody, why would you look for a range like that for that minimum of 3 and maybe not going over 20, 30 or something like that?
Yeah, I'm not looking for an institutional investor, right? I'm looking for somebody that's ma and pa, but I also don't want to find a retail homeowner that paid cash and so that they only own one, right? So what happens a lot of times is people they'll go and they'll look for somebody who paid cash for a property. And then, okay, so they paid cash for the property, but they could have just been cash heavy and bought the property in cash, but they're not an investor, right? So that's why we got the minimum of 3, because now we know that this person invests. So they've got multiple properties that they bought, but we want to stay below 20 because again, we're looking for small time investors. We're looking for ma and pa investors, not institutional investors, because not that selling to institutions isn't viable, but they've got a completely different buy box, buy process, buy timeline. And so you have to have a little bit of a different pitch, deal scenario, and inspection periods and all these. They don't accept assignments. So there's nuance that you have to have available, and you actually have to have the cash to close, or you can use my transactional funding company in order to do the deal with a hedge fund. But hedge funds and institutions, that's not what we're dealing with today. Today, we're dealing with small ma and pa investors who actually flip. And also, guys, institutions don't fix and flip. So BlackRock isn't fixing and flipping properties. BlackRock is buying and holding. So again, we don't want to talk to somebody that's buying and holding right now for these. We're looking to talk to somebody who's flipping.
Yeah, 100%, which always comes back to the idea of it's so important to know what your cash buyers are doing with their investments because that changes everything with what you're pulling. So this kind of comes back to what Jamil was talking about, like finding people that don't live at the properties they purchase with cash. So excluding or getting out of your way any properties where the mailing address and the property address are the same. They don't receive mail there. They do not live there. So, just kind of separating that. So last, just cherry on top, like we were talking about earlier, after you kind of get these filter sets out of the way, what I like to do is I just come up to the MLS status section. Oh, let me call this out really quick. All I
Yeah.
do right here, by the way, I just put it on active and I look for active listings just to tie that off for you guys. But really quick, we are going to be talking about this stuff a lot more that we brought out a couple weeks ago within Batch Leads, where you now have a lot more ability to focus on market properties and on market potential deals. And you have like a spread dollar amount and ARV percentage. These are pretty cool. It basically looks at all of the comparable homes in the area that you're searching and look for properties that sold for, on average, a higher price. And it looks for the properties that are active on the market for 75% in this case. You could change the percentage of the properties that are being listed, type deal, which is pretty cool. Makes your life a breeze when getting those or finding those on market properties.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you just pull the list.
That's
just
it.
like this. I'm going to take the ARV off. There we go. So I did something really small. This is what I did today. If you were wanting to pull something a little bit higher, like Jamil has talked about in the previous show, maybe looking for a buyer's list of, did you say 50, Jamil?
Yeah,
Like
I think having a good list of 50 people is a great place to start. So like, let's, for Wayne's question, Wayne Durant has a question here. He says, should I build my buyers list before I submit a contract to a seller and an agent? So Wayne, honestly, there's a couple of schools of thought in thinking of this, right? My perspective is it's always good to have access to some buyers and to kind of know what they're looking for before you start doing lead gen. On the other hand of that, don't let that be an excuse to take action, right? Because I think what has happened a lot of times is people are like, well, I don't have any buyers yet, so I'm not going to start making calls to agents, and then they don't do anything, right? So, and Wayne, I know you, I know you from the Astro community. I see you everywhere, Wayne. You're like, my guess is if Wayne doesn't have a deal under contract and closed within the next 90 days, I'll fall out of my chair because this guy he's consistent. He's consistent. So you're one of those people I got my eyeballs on, bro. But what I'm saying is I think, if you just do a small list like what Landree and I are talking about here, 50 people, get a list of 50 people, skip trace them, call them, just let them know that you're actively looking for opportunities and that you'd love to send them to them once you've got something under contract. I think that's good enough. It's a couple of days of maybe even one day of calling, So I wouldn't let that be something that stops you. Yeah. See, Chris says, don't let list building be an excuse to put off generating leads. And I highly agree with that, Chris. I think that's super, that's super insightful. So, okay. So Landree pulled the list and
perfect.
That's it. So
we'll send it. That's what I did for all the markets. So
wonderful. And is that list going to be skip traced as well?
Yeah. So I'm going to shoot that over to you. Do you want to focus on, so for those, we have
let's start on the Florida. Let's start on this Florida property. So real quick, guys, let's look at my Florida deal and let's see, is it even a deal? Cause I don't want to send a property out. Unfortunately, I'm not going to call out whoever sent us this property in, cause I don't want to embarrass anybody. But I want to see if this is a deal or not. So if you're watching and you sent this property in, and if I say it's not a good deal, please don't be upset. Okay. I'm just being honest. All right. So, Landree, if you stop sharing your screen, I'll share mine.
Okay, cool. I can always pull this up. And by the way, I saw somebody, who was it? Jeff. Yes. If you go into Batch Leads on and off market properties, there's like literally a button for it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, get into the community and I can always teach you about it as well. Okay, there we go.
So I'm going to go to batch to Why does it do that? It's supposed to be saved on my computer.
And if you want to, Jamil, I have them up. That Florida one and Phoenix one all blurred as well. So if you want to, you can always switch over. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do that instead?
Yeah, let's do that
Okay,
so that
cool.
we're not.
I have that ready
Okay.
for you.
Pretty. Thank you. Thank you so much. So
You're
yeah, I just want
welcome.
to see what the ARV is. Can you help me comp that?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, cool. So this is yours, and this is the Florida one right here
Okay.
that we have. So here's the comping tab. You guys basically just click on the address, and you can go into all this good stuff. So
So what are
these
we
are
seeing here for potential
so it's saying this is what it brings up on the
ARV?
map,
Yep.
and we could always filter this out if you kind of want to talk about the appraisal rules or if we want to narrow it down as we go.
Yeah,
You
let's
tell me
zoom in
what
and
you
see
like.
what we got there.
Okay, let's check it out. So here's our subject.
Okay, and
Right over here.
I'm gonna pull up the stats on it because
Okay, cool.
it's
Yeah,
a
that's
little.
perfect because then it's going to be limited over here.
I've got so
And then I'm going
many
to send this to you.
threads with Natasha in it that there it is. Okay, so we've got 12617 Roseland Drive in Newport Richey, Florida. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 3-car garage, 2,400 square foot living area, built in 04. So that's a really nice year build, sitting on an 8,600 square foot lot, and its ARV is estimated at 500. So let's see if we can find evidence of 500.
Okay, cool. And I'm going to send this to you too, so you have it. Support Richie. Okay, so would you say when you're using something like this, usually I might even just leave it narrowed and look at the map. It just makes
Yep.
it easier, I feel like,
Yep.
than filtering. Is that what you would do?
100%. Let's
Okay,
see what the
cool.
map shows us. Do we have anything at 500 that we can look at?
We have this one, 525. I think that's our
Okay.
first one up on this list.
Let's
So
pull that up
grab
and
it
see.
real quick.
Where's our subject, by the way?
And our subject is right here, this navy blue one right here.
Okay, so our subject is backing the greenbelt.
Okay,
Right.
that's good.
So that's important for us to make note of. So then we want to pull our comp from something that's backing the greenbelt as well. So that top one makes sense to us. So what's the math on that? What are the details?
So this one right here, and I'll pull up the pictures after we can take a look at it. So this one also has right here. So it kind of shows you guys, this is my subject. So it has it for you to reference and be like, okay, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage and everything. So ours is 4.2. This one is also 4.2. So that's good.
Wonderful. Square footage.
Square footage is looking good right there around, you say still plus or minus 200 square feet.
Love it. And then year built 2004.
Awesome. It does have a pool.
It has a pool. Okay. Our subject has a pool, no pool.
No pool.
Okay. Ooh, love it. Okay. So guys, here's where I would be thinking about this. When was that deal sold, by the way? When did that
That was sold? Oh yeah. Let's check it out. Okay. Wow. Really pretty recently. About 4 months ago.
Okay. So 525 is what that sold for?
Or what am I talking about? That is 6 months ago. Sorry about that. I don't know why that was throwing me off right there. So
I think within 6 months is okay. I'd prefer a little sooner, but 6 months is still totally acceptable to use. That's the answer. Joshua Hamilton has said, would you look at filtering those first sold in the last 3 months? I think anything in the last 6 months is okay, Joshua. Of course, in the last 3 months is preferable. But if there's nothing available, I think in the last 6 months is still okay. But I wouldn't go, much beyond 6 months unless we have to. And if we have to do that, then we also understand that we have to make some adjustments, that we have to take into consideration market fluctuations. And so our ARV will be less accurate. Now, with this said, we have pretty comparable data points, right?
Yeah.
Your build is the same. Square footage is in line. What's the square footage of this guy?
This guy is, let's close this. 2555.
Okay, 2555, and we are
at it's down here, 2364. So it's a little lower than our
little
subject.
Smaller. Okay. And so this one's a little bit bigger. What's the lot size of this?
Ours is 8,600 about, and then the comp is about 9,000.
Okay, so a little bit, not enough for us to have to make an adjustment. So I think the major adjustment that we need to make is the pool. Okay. Now, typically for 500,000 or less, pools typically about 10 grand. I know that people are gonna be like, "Whoa, a pool is worth way more than $10,000." I just, we just put a pool in a property, costs us 70 grand. Listen,
so crazy. How that works.
You don't get dollar for dollar value on a pool, guys. Appraisers will only give you maximum $10,000 to $25,000 in credit for a pool. Now, Florida is one of those markets that is pretty hot. And so a pool will be a little bit more desirable in a place like Florida than, just other areas. So I'm going to be a little generous with this one. And I'm going to say $25,000 is where I'm going to make the adjustment. So oddly enough, I think that the ARV is around 500K on this. Now, what do you think my team got under contract for? What do you think this one? What do you think this one got under contract at?
I did look at the pictures already. So it looks, I don't know what you guys think, but when you first look at it, you're like, wow, this is looking pretty good. Like, why is this, like, what's the deal with it? And then you look inside and you're like, I see now. I can't remember what it's under contract for. Is it?
Yeah. Put your guess in the chat, guys. What do you think? Where would this property need to be under contract in order for this to be a deal? Chris says 395. All right. I like your guess with a 500 ARV. Josh says 320. $405 says Wayne. Okay, keep them coming.
Oh, and I'll show you guys the pictures of this, by the way. I have it blurred as well. So
let's see the pics.
Yeah, I should have showed you guys. This is what it looks like on the inside, this subject.
Ken says 335. Abraham says 335. Kay Kenner says 300. Alto says 365.
Once people see the pictures, they're like, okay.
It is pretty clean.
Yeah.
Except for that closet. I don't know who they had living in that
flooring.
All right, guys. So lots of great Raymond, holy 250. You want to get in at 50% of this thing, bro?
Dang, okay.
All right. I know who to buy deals from, bro. When you get stuff under contract, I want to be the first guy you call.
Heck yeah.
So we got it under contract at $325,000 and it is being sold at $350,000. So congrats to all of you who had some very close numbers here. Yeah, Josh, you were pretty close. A lot of you were really close. But yes, $325,000 is contract price. $350,000 is asking. So $349,900 is the asking price. I am pretty dang sure that this is going to sell fairly quickly. Let's get a hold of some buyers. So Landree sent me a list of people that buy in the area. The list that she just pulled on, a lot of meat on that bad boy. There sure is, Jet Black GT. Come on now. Come on now. There's lots of meat on that bone, right? There's lots of meat on that bone.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, when you're doing this, like as you're running through, I know that like when we're looking at this property that looks pretty comparable, and of course you can make those adjustments, how it works in batch leads is, let's say that we're like, oh, that's absolutely a comp, like it backs the green belt. Everything looks super comparable to our property. Maybe the layout's pretty similar. It's looking like a good comp. Maybe it's fixed up. It gives you a good idea. As you start putting, I'm just going to put some random ones on here. As you put this little thumbs up on the system, it will go through and calculate your average price per square foot, which will in turn also give you your ARV over here. Obviously, these are just a bunch of random averages I'm grabbing, but this will help you do the math, all of that that's built right within the system. And then you can select it and even send yourself like a PDF and your email or your buyer if you want to show them like, hey, this is where I got my number from. Like, this is why I put the ARV at this. These are the properties and compared. It shows all of the locations of that too. So check that out as well.
Awesome. And Ken asked, what percentage of ARV are we using in Arizona? Well, right now in Phoenix, Arizona, because the market has shifted a little bit since the last rate hike, we're at about 65 to 67% of ARV right now in Phoenix. That'll change as the market starts to heat up again after the holidays, but we're going into Thanksgiving and Christmas, which is seasonally a little bit slower. In addition, the Fed raised the rate. So we've got like near 8% rates right now. So people are they're just a little, you got to have a little bit more meat on the bone than you would have just say a month ago. So that's where things are right now. Anyhow, I'm going to call Marcin. So cool. Marcin's the first. Is this the property that they listed? Okay.
Yep. And so this is the one right here. I have on some of them the agent number just in case you want it as well below.
Thank you for sending that. Man, you are on it today.
Yeah,
Look at
shout
that.
out to Carly. She helped me attend with these lists, so she did. I really appreciate her.
Carly, you're dope. Thank you, Carly. And we are going to call Marcin.
The Verizon Wireless.
Okay, so gone to voicemail a few times. I'm going to call the agent now.
Okay.
Yes, Amy, we're going to be working it at 350.
Thank you for calling Sandkey Realty. We're sorry that we're not available to answer your call at the present time.
Okay,
Please leave
on we go. Next buyer. So I'm going to try Marcus.
Oh, this is Marcus's. Okay. Whoops.
Okay, that's Marcus's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please leave your message for 60951.
I'm going to leave him a voicemail.
9780.
Marcus, how you doing? My name is Jamil. I've got a property under contract right now that needs a lot of work, and I actually just saw the listing of the project that you did on Palladio Drive in Newport Richey. And first, I just think you're an incredible craftsman, and the job you did there is phenomenal. I've got a really, really juicy deal I think you're probably going to want to take a look at. I think you'll be able to make a lot of money on it. Give me a call back. My phone number is I'm happy to send you any information. I've got pictures, access, all the things you need. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks. Bye. All right. Now I'm going to call his agent because,
Oh, yeah.
you know
Good
what?
call.
Because I'm thug like that.
Yeah, that's right.
You reached Nick Lavolis with Hello, this is Nick.
Hey, Nick. How you doing? My name is Jamil. You got a listing on Palladio Drive, correct?
Palladio. I don't think so.
Okay. There was a flip property that I was looking at. Do you represent a lot of investors that flip houses?
I mean, here and there. I mean, I don't have a whole bunch. Why?
Well, I've got a really good distressed property that I'm wanting to sell to somebody who's got, the kind of. I honestly thought you were representing the guy who had flipped this house, and so I've got a great deal with a lot of margin on it. I was hoping that I could send it to you to send to your client, and maybe you could make a commission on it, and I could get the deal sold.
Is this your property, you said?
Yeah, well, I got it under contract, so I'm direct to seller on it. I hold the contract on it. I'm going to sign it. Yep.
What's the address on it?
1 sec. Let me give it to you here. I got a few, so bear with me here for a moment. So my property is 12617 Roseland Drive.
12617 Roseland.
Yeah, there's a really solid comp that just sold on the same line. It's backing the green space there. It's a 2004 build. Mine is a 4-bed, 3-bath, 3-car garage, 2,400-ish square feet. I'm selling it at $349,900. There's a comp just sold right around there at $550. Sorry, $525.
Okay, Rosewood Ridge. Okay.
You ever flip houses?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. So
I might have been my lucky day then. I probably called the right guy.
What are you looking to get at this?
I'm selling it for $349,900.
You're selling it for $349,900?
Correct. And there's that comp right there at $525.
Yeah, listed for $399,900. And you have the contract on it right now.
I do.
I'll write this down. 12617. What's wrong with the house?
I mean, it's dated. You know, nothing specifically wrong. Of course, if you want to get access to it and look inside and do some due diligence, happy to set that up for you. But it's dated. It's just got, you know, like older flooring, like builder grade stuff, right? You know, when they were building these things in 2004, they didn't put the nicest flooring in there. So it's got like linoleum. You know, the kitchen cabinets are in good shape, but they could absolutely use a sanding and a spray. I think the house needs some quartz countertops and, you know, just a good repaint. It would go a long way in it as well. There's some cracked tiles. And then another thing is, you know, these handy guys that they believe they can do the job. So the guy who owned this house prior, they laid laminate in the kitchen area. And I think he had 2 left hands, to be honest. So not the best craftsman. So it needs flooring, it needs paint, but the roof is good. AC is good. All the like major items are good, but it needs a full cosmetic job.
Is it a prepared sinkhole or anything?
No sinkhole. No.
No repaired? No, nothing like that?
Nothing like that. No.
Yeah, $349, not a bad price for that.
Would you like me to text you the details? And if you want, I can set up a time for you to go take a look.
Let me see if I got somebody interested.
Okay. Okay.
And what's this? Is your number 310?
Yeah, this is my phone number. Yeah, just call me back anytime.
Oh, what's your first name?
My name is Jamil. Jamil.
Jamil. All right, Jamil. All right, man. Thanks for the call.
You got it, dude. Talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. What the frick?
Something got mixed up, but obviously for a reason. I think Nick's our guy that's gonna bring a buyer.
I mean, what the flip? What the heck? That's like right out the gate. It's just like, I mean, look, a deal's a deal, right? If you talk math, if you talk sense to the guy, and see, here's the piece I want to talk. I just love this crap so much, right? Because it's like, look at what we just did. Look at what we just showed you guys. So I go down the list. I try to call the guy, right? I can't get a hold of the guy, so I call the agent. Talk to the agent, and I'm like, listen, here's the math. I got this deal. It's under contract. And I explained to him what I know, right? I know that I'm dealing with similar square footage, similar lots, similar year built. I'm actively saying what I dislike about the house. The guy who renovated the kitchen had 2 left hands, probably one of my best singers, 2 left hands when he was laying that floor, right? And it's got, you know, hodgepodge stuff. It needs a good scrubbing, probably paint, but all the majors are okay. Good AC. We got good good roof. Let me know.
Yeah. And that's why it's so cool to pull these types of lists too. Because first off, Nick wasn't even the one representing it. Something got mixed up in the list.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have 2 different avenues. You could either just straight call the buyer if you can't get a hold of them, if they're hard to reach through their LLC or trust for some reason. Call the agent. You have somebody that also knows the property as well, or just whatever. He's not even connected to the one we were calling about, and he could potentially have somebody that wants to look at it.
Isn't that exciting, guys? Like,
yes,
that excites the heck out of me. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just a nerd about this kind of thing, but it absolutely excites the heck out of me. So let's keep going. Natasha, if you can you just resend me this Florida deal so it's on the top of my text messages, just so that I've got it there. I would appreciate it so much. I've had a lot of people text me, and your message got bumped down, and I feel weird fumbling when I'm talking to people on the phone. All right, the deal's not sold yet. I'm not going to sit and just think that guy is going to get it done. Thank you, Natasha. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to call more people here because it ain't sold till it's sold. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
All right,
yeah. And if you decide to call the agent on any of these other ones, I'll pull it up off to the side and text it to you manually because I think something got switched up. So.
Okay, cool. I'm going to call.
This is this
Mark.
next one. Okay.
Hi, this is Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. I'm looking for Mark Eaton. Is he around?
He's not. Who's this?
My name is Jamil. I'm actually calling because I saw that he had a flip property that he had done in Newport Richey. It looks like he's an investor. I actually got a house that is in need of some, pretty extensive remodeling. And I thought he might be a guy to call because I have a great deal with a great number, and I thought he'd be a person I should reach out to.
Well, he's my husband, and we own that. We do it together. So.
Oh, can I talk to you then?
Yeah, you can talk to me.
Okay. I've got a really beautiful property in Newport Richey available. It's a 2004 build. If you want me to give you the address, you can write it down.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to go to my office. Hold on.
Okay.
We found this list on Batch.
Hello, can you
Hi,
hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay, so hold on. And so what's the address?
So the address is 12617
12617
Roseland Drive.
Roseland, Roseland Drive.
Correct.
Okay.
In Newport Richey, Florida.
Okay.
So it's
34652, right? Okay.
Yeah, 34654. Sorry.
Oh, 34654.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. And what part of Newport Richey is it like? I know we own the house over in Turn that we put up for sale. What is it over in Alphas? Is it on what side of
to be totally honest with you, I'm not super familiar with the different areas over there. Because I'm virtual. I work out of Phoenix, but I flip contracts in Florida. So oddly enough, I'm not super familiar with the area. So forgive me for that.
Okay, what's your first name?
My name is Jamil, Jamil.
And is this 310? Is it your best contact number?
Yeah, it's my cell phone.
Okay, good. Okay.
So let me give you the numbers on this, because I think once I tell you that, you're going to fall out of your chair.
Okay.
So of course it's a 4.3. It's a 3-car garage. It's built in 2004. So, all of the big ticket stuff is good. Roof is good. AC is good. The inside of the house, I have to tell you, it's dated, right? So it was builder grade stuff, linoleum, kind of gross linoleum.
Yeah.
The guy thought he was a handyman. So he put some really crazy laminate down in the kitchen, which I think he did not do a good job on. But there is a comp right around the corner from this for this almost an identical model match house at $525. I've got mine available for $349.9.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let me that's a good number.
Yep.
Let me Jamil, Max. Oh, he's painting right now.
Okay.
Here in Massachusetts. We're in Massachusetts right now.
Oh, cool. I love Boston. Yeah. Are you in Boston?
South of Boston, down on the South Shore.
Okay, now I hear it in your voice. I came out to Boston for Halloween, and I had the time of my life.
Did you go to Salem?
I sure did. No, we didn't. We were wanting to go to Salem. We went to that. There's that road in downtown. There's like 2 roads in downtown where they shut it down, and it's just like all the kids come out there, and there's this one mansion where they're like these people spend like, I don't know, a few $100,000 feeding everybody, and they give you drinks. It was like, it was honestly the most magical Halloween I've ever had in my life. So it's just like I've got this soft spot in my heart for Boston. I just adore it.
Oh yeah, I love it. We have a house here, our primary residence, and we have a multi-family too right down the road. So that's where we are most of the time.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, you've got my number. I can. Do you want me to text you photos so you can see?
I'm gonna go online right now and look myself. I
Okay.
can get them.
Okay, cool. Let me know if you like it, and if you do,
Okay.
we'll do a deal.
Okay, thank you, Jamil.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. See, this is just what is happening, right? I want to remind you guys. I want to
love
remind
it.
you guys this list was just pulled on batch leads, right? So like,
Yeah,
I'm
just
not
like this.
I'm not calling. And here's the thing. These people have no idea who the heck I am.
Mm.
They're not just being nice to me because they know who I am or anything like that. I'm a nobody in their head, right? But I'm approachable, I'm kind, I don't lie, right? She says, "What kind of neighborhood? What's the neighborhood? Tell me." And I'm like, "You know what? I'm virtual. I'm not even there. Forgive me for that, but there she is. There was no reason for me to not be honest. There was no reason for me to hide that fact, right? I'm just flowing through. Guys,
Yeah.
this is how you sell deals. So imagine if I have 50 conversations like this today. What do you think the likelihood is of me selling this property?
I'd say pretty high, if not 100%. Somebody's going to, especially with that good of a deal, especially with this property.
Right? Right? That's the piece. That's the piece that I'm like, so I love this game. I love this game, but it ain't over until we got EMD in the title company. So I'm going to keep calling. Come on, baby. Let's go.
The next one.
Who's the next one? Oh, this is so exciting.
I love it. It's the best list so far that I found for cash buyers.
So good.
Guys.
So good.
Pull people that bought properties for cash and that they're active right now. Okay, let's see.
We're sorry.
Okay. Next
Looks
one.
clean, empty. I don't know if there's been some basic stuff.
The person you are trying to reach.
I'm gonna call Patricia Morris.
Okay, the next one.
The agent.
Oh, the agent. Okay. Wait. Don't do it yet because I think it might have got mixed up unless you want to call somebody maybe random, but let me do this. Who was the person that you called?
Christopher.
Okay, Christopher. Let me just double check. Okay, cool. I got the data. I'm just going to
it's not that I'm trying to make it seem easy, guys. What I'm doing is I'm actually showing you that it is.
Yes.
It's not a seeming thing here, because if a seeming would be, this was a prearranged call, right? Like that, a rehearsed, like kind of role play situation, possibly that you guys could say that seems too easy or that seems easy. But when you actually see a cold dial, like I'm cold dialing these people, we have no relationship whatsoever. And I'm just being normal, right? That's what that is about. So, Alan, is that who I should call?
Yeah, Alan's the agent on this property that we had up here. So I'm going to go wherever it is.
Hey, you've reached Alan Stefanik III with Richie Realty. Please leave me your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll get back.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep pushing. Let's go. It's called Richard.
This one.
Hello. We can help you find another business in the area.
Hello. I love how they make these like robot voicemails sound so sultry.
Me too. By the way, this is not flipped.
Okay. It's like, hey, robot, you sound hot.
I have a lot of good variations out there.
Hello. Yes.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah.
Can I talk to Richard?
Richard, you got a wrong number. This is a Thai restaurant.
Oh, do you have?
Sorry.
You have good pad Thai? No, I guess not.
I thought he would answer at least.
I mean, if you're a Thai restaurant, I ask you got good pad Thai and you just hang up on me, I guess the answer is no.
I thought he'd be like, oh, okay. Well, if you are looking to come in, then absolutely. Let me tell you about the menu.
Our pad Thai is shit.
He's like, I'm not telling you the answer to that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Oh, this one's looking cutesy. We got to call in this one. We got to call.
So I got asked a question. What do I prefer for finding buyers, Privy or Batch? Well, here's the deal, guys, right? Like Privy doesn't skip trace. And I use Privy for very specific things, right? I I don't use it for this specific thing. I love having everything available to me in one stop, right? So I don't want to have to go to one platform and then upload and then, have to do all that. That is just brain damage. I want to just go to my platform. I want to pull my list. I want to skip trace my list and I want to go. Right. So obviously this is why I'm doing it from batch leads, because it's efficient. The numbers are phenomenal. You see exactly what it is.
Do we? Okay. I think we'll have enough time. I was about to say, as long as we can call this one, I think you have the one before this, and then we'll call this one as looking good. Or if you want to call this one first.
Okay. So which address is that?
So skip Dream Property Investments and go down to the next one.
SG?
Yeah, SG.
Okay. We're sorry, you have reached a Thai restaurant.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be.
I'm going to call the agent.
Okay, hold on so that you have the right one. I have it in front of me. Okay, 7902. Okay, Michelle.
Hello, Michelle.
Yeah, there's that.
Is that our Aracia?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, got her.
Okay, perfect.
Chris says, "No, I want some green curry."
Sounds good. Nice yard.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, is this Michelle?
No, you got the wrong number.
I'm sorry.
Dang it. Is that 786?
No, 407-591.
Oh, here, let me type it. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe the number got mixed up too. Here, I'm going to type you a different one that I see on Michelle if you see something different. Okay, there we go. 78.
Hey, good stuff, Wayne. The live calling has inspired Wayne to get to work. I love it. So this is Michelle's phone number?
Yeah, that's different than the one you just called, right? Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 7-8.
On we go. I'm pretty dang sure that one of those two people that I talked to earlier today is gonna hop on this thing, but
Yeah, I'm feeling good about that. Oh, this is
still rocking.
These are these properties. Just so you know.
Hey, is this the owner of Handshake Holdings?
Who's this?
My name is Jamil. I'm calling because I saw that you guys flipped a property on Grizzly Lane, and I actually got a house that needs a pretty big renovation. I thought, I'd reach out to you because you obviously do beautiful work, and you might be looking for a house right now.
I didn't flip anything on Grizzly. That's brand new construction.
Oh, dang. That's why it looks so good. Okay, you do new construction. Do you ever flip stuff?
No. No, I didn't build it. I'm not the builder. No. I'm an investor, but no, I think you're a little misunderstood.
Oh, I
Sir,
apologize.
I wish I could help you because,
okay.
the hardest thing for me, because I have some, these are brand new properties.
Okay.
I have a couple of those, but I also have some older ones, and I'm always looking for someone good that will actually show up for work and do a good job, whether I need, right now I'm looking for a roofer for a particular job.
Okay.
I usually end up doing all my painting. I'm not skilled labor. So how hard it is to find, good working people that know what they're doing.
Man, I sure do.
and actually show up.
Yes.
I'm not a native Floridian. I'm not mocking Floridians, but it's been my experience, and I'm here 20 years now. The hardest thing I've ever found with contractors is just getting them to show up.
Listen, I agree with you at such a high level right now that so the reason why I'm calling people right now is because I've got this great deal, but I can't get enough people together to be able to flip it. So I'm going to assign my contract on it. I've got a house right now that's worth $525,000 fixed up, and I'm selling it for $350,000.
Well, you got to keep in mind, it's the market. A year and a half ago, my future wife, my girlfriend, paid 30 over. That's not happening now.
No. But I've got equity in this thing.
The market has changed ever since. I'm sorry?
I've got equity in this. I mean, the comp that I'm using just closed.
All right. So what specifically are you looking?
I'm looking for
put more money.
No. I want to
and get the right guy, or are you already fully invested in your? Did you run out of money making renos?
No, I have it under contract. I want to assign my contract. So I'm looking for somebody who does these kinds of jobs and wants to take this property on and make some money.
I'm sure there are, plenty of guys with money that would do it. I guess it wouldn't hurt to meet you for coffee and talk to you and see the project and do all the comps. Where is it? First of all, where is it?
Newport Richey.
What part? Because that's where I live.
So I'll give you the address. I am not in Florida, so I'm virtual.
I'm not at my desk. Just know, is there a particular community?
Here, I'll tell you.
If it's Gulf Harbors, now then all of a sudden we maybe have something to talk about.
Okay.
Gulf Harbors is a really nice waterfront community, and there are parts of Newport Richey that are less desirable than others. I'll say it like that.
Okay, I'm looking at the map right now, and I'm going to try to figure out where this is. It's by River Ridge Stadium. Are you familiar with that area?
River Ridge Stadium, no.
Or River Ridge Golf Club?
I may have heard of that. The Newport Richey is actually really big.
It looks big,
I'm
yeah.
all the way on the coast. Give me a couple of big roads.
Okay.
Lake Road,
okay.
Road,
So it's not far off of the number 1 freeway, and then the Cubulus Road.
19. I live off of 19, but I know where 54 is, 52 is. 41, I know my way. I've been here, like I said, almost 20 years, so I know my way around reasonably well.
Yeah.
I need a big landmark.
Okay,
something.
yeah. Looking for a big one for you. How about
you're not helping me zero in on this?
Yeah. How about like Massachusetts Ave and Little Road?
That's a big help. Okay, now I know where you are.
Yeah. So not too far off that.
I'm far from the courthouse. That's actually not a bad area, buddy. Is this a condo with an HOA? Is this a single family home?
It's a single family home built in 2004. How
big is the lot?
It's on an 8,600 square foot lot.
I need 90 by 120, 8,600 square. Because my lot is a pie-shaped lot that's 11.6, but I couldn't tell you because it's pie-shaped. It's a different property that's 90 by 150. Do you have those measurements, kind of ballpark?
I don't have the dimensions. No, I just got the total square footage is 8,602.
All right. How many square feet is the house?
The house it's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,400 square foot house.
That's a big ass house.
It is, yeah.
And the lot, you've been there, obviously.
I've not physically seen it. I have not physically seen it.
So you bought it to flip it.
I did. I got it under contract to flip the contract. I'm what they call a wholesaler.
All right. Well, you know more about that than I do. I was never a flipper. I was a buy and hold guy. I would buy places, get good tenants, keep them until at least I got all my money back.
Yep.
And then if I had a good tenant, I let them stay. And if the tenant left, then maybe I'd sell it.
Yeah. So
I think we just have two different approaches towards
100%. There's 1,000 ways to make money in real estate.
That's
yeah.
right. We both make money in real estate, but we do it very differently.
Yes, sir. So this specific house, right? It had builder grade finishes from 2004. So it's really basic. It's got like linoleum and really poorly done laminate laid in the kitchen. So it needs a full cosmetic job.
Grand.
I would say that. I think you're probably right on the money. I would say that, 2,400 square feet. I think you're probably at about $40 a foot. So, maybe even a little bit more than 70,000. Maybe you're closer to like 75, 80,000 on that. But look, I have it under contract, and I'm selling the contract for 350. The AR, there's a sale.
So why would you want to not follow through with that?
Well, like you just said, I don't have the guys. I don't have the capacity. My business model is I find opportunities, and then I find people that like opportunities, and I'm going to make a few $1,000 selling the contract on it. That's how I eat.
So you're not even looking to complete it. You just want to sell that. You think you have a good deal in place.
Correct.
So you don't even own it yet.
No, I won't own it. I'm going to sell the contract prior to having to own it. I'm going to assign the contract.
So you don't even have to do the whole closing. By the way, I would highly recommend Master Title in Newport Richie on Main Street. I've been doing closings with them for close to 15 years. It's owned by a couple of really smart women, and gosh, they once got me. I once had put a contract in place on a Monday, and they had me closed by Friday.
That is really talented for sure. Give me the name of that title company again.
Title and
Master Title. Okay, I got it.
They're on Main Street in Newport Richie. See, I never even bought what you're offering. It may be a great opportunity, and I don't know. I assume I probably could sit down this weekend and do a little research and learn something about it. But really, what you're talking about, I don't know anything about. I never
see. It doesn't change it for you as a buyer. The fact that I'm selling the contract makes no difference to you because.
No, but I still got to go ahead and cough up the cash.
You do
with the other guy.
Correct.
And how do I know that that's how many times I've almost lost deals at the closing table?
Because of what?
I mean, do you feel this deal is shaky?
Well, no. I have a solid seller in distress. My seller needs this thing to close. I have the capacity to close it. So I can close it and I will close it. And then if I have to close it and sell it, then I'll do that. But it just means that I'm going to have to cough up closing costs, which will make me sell this for more money than $350.
Well, traditionally the seller bears most of the closing costs.
The way I negotiated it was that I'd pay the closing costs. I got a really good price on the house. So I made it. I sweetened the deal for the seller and I accepted to pay the closing costs.
I guess, you've actually been doing, you sounds like you do something that I always thought about doing. But then I started thinking I have a moral code. I'm thinking, all right, if I could buy a place really cheap because someone is just broke and, they want out. I don't know if I want to take advantage of that situation.
I don't necessarily think I took advantage of the situation.
Coming up.
I think
a lot of people got in adjustable. I think in the next 3 to 5 years, there's going to be a lot. We're going to go through a whole other cycle of foreclosures, and there's going to be a lot of cheap property because we peaked out last year.
I think that there's an argument both ways on where the market might go, but my whole game is I just find good opportunities, and I curate good opportunities for people that like to renovate and make some money, and I'm all about connecting the dots.
For you, that sounds like a lot of research, a lot of work. You really I'm sure that you make a lot of phone calls.
I do. I do make a lot of phone calls.
I bet you work really hard to find that one gold nugget opportunity. Like it sounds like this one might be. Sounds like a really nice home.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't mind talking with you a little more about it, but like I said,
Here's what I'll do. I'm going to send you a text message with the address.
You can't do it with this phone, believe it or not. This is a landline business phone.
Okay, hold on. Let me take.
I'm not sitting in my
will you
office.
give me a cell phone number here?
Like I said, I have a hard time myself finding. I can do the painting. I can do basic stuff, but
I think this house is basic. It doesn't need a roof. It doesn't need AC. All it needs, honestly, is flooring, paint.
Do you know the age of the roof and the HVAC? I used to work in flooring. I know a little bit about that.
Okay.
What's the age of the roof and the HVAC? Do you know?
I don't want to misrepresent it, so let me call the original owner and find out and get you the actuals on that. But what? Give me your cell phone and I'll text you the pictures. Got it.
90. Yeah,
Okay.
I know now. I know. As soon as you said Little, Massachusetts, now I know where it is. Or
Yes.
Generally speaking.
Yes. Good area. I think because there's a golf course there. They don't typically put golf courses in.
My buddy used to live over that way, and I know there's a school nearby because he lived in I think it was a villa, gated. It was a nice little gated community across the street from the school, so his kids could walk to school. But that was a long time ago. But he bought it brand new because it was for like $40,000. Now it's probably in the 400s. But we're going
Nice
back
buy, yeah. Dang.
Anyway.
Listen, man, great talking to you. You know, you're if I was in the area I'd say, hey, let's go grab a beer or something. But
where are you from? Where do you live? I'm just curious.
I have two homes. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and Los Angeles. Don't judge me on that.
No, Arizona's beautiful. My girlfriend, we just did the whole Grand Canyon thing.
Nice.
We stayed in Kanab at this awesome little bed and breakfast. She likes to hike. She's a marathoner, so she can do 20 miles like I go around the block. But,
damn.
So it's beautiful out there. I've been to San Diego, but never LA.
Yeah, LA's got some issues.
For me, I think.
I don't know if you've seen Los Angeles lately. It's far from upscale. LA's gone to hell in a handbasket. If you're gonna ask me the truth,
I don't think I could afford the real estate taxes, just the gas prices. When we were out there, because we drove into California, I forget where we were. We're hiking here and hiking there. And like I said, we stayed in Kanab, Utah. We were in Arizona. We were bouncing around the whole area. But ultimately, we ended up in, I forget why we were in California. I think we got on Route 80 the wrong way. But all of a sudden, we needed gas. I'm like, it was like $7. Everyone else was like $3.50 a gallon. It was double in California.
No, dude.
Like, how do these people afford to live here, man?
Dude, avocados are $8.
Oh my gosh.
We have an Aldi. You may have never heard of Aldi, but they're 50 cents a piece.
Aldi.
Oh. That's one of my favorite snacks. That's how I know.
Oh, wow. That is great.
Because it's like a 15-second meal. You cut it in half, you pit it.
Yeah, delicious.
Put a little salt on it, and it's a snack. That's it.
Oh, man.
Wait till I tell my girlfriend, holy cow, avocados are $8. And I thought, isn't that where you grow them?
Yeah, it is.
A big avocado farming state?
Yeah, it is. And they're $8 still.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I
bet if you just went back to Arizona, you'd find them for maybe 50 cents.
I can walk down the street and people are growing them in Arizona. I can pick them off a tree. They're free.
My gosh. And in California, they're $8. That's
amazing.
I'm not even going to ask you what the gas prices are.
I don't know. I haven't been back in about 30 days, but I'm guessing they're just north of $6 a gallon right now.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't mind talking to you again. Like I said, as you said, there's a ton of different ways to make money at real estate. For me, traditionally, because I've been doing it 30 years, and I would buy a place. I would work really hard to hopefully get a good tenant in there, maintain it, treat the tenant right, keep the rent a little bit lower than everybody else in the area. So I was always 100% full, and that was always my bag.
Got it.
And this Grizzly Lane that you found. Here's a tip I'll share with you that I wish I could make a living just following this company around. And I don't know if every other builder does this, but basically, and it's only been I think I'm on a fourth one now.
Okay.
This particular builder, Ryan Homes, I don't know if they're in Cali or Arizona for that matter. but I had a friend that worked for him in Cleveland, and I actually had bought and lived in one when I lived in Jersey. Anyway, they're a pretty reputable outfit. I think I saw them on the top 20 list. I think they may have slipped a little. I think they're down to 18, but they're still a reputable builder.
Yeah.
Having said that, what they do is when they build the model in a brand new community, the first thing they do is sell the model.
Oh.
And then they lease it back.
Got it.
So far I've bought 4. I still have 2 of the 4. I sold 2 off already. But I buy it. I pay for it. They send me a check every month, and they're always 5 days early with their check. Best tenant I've ever had. And plus, it's the model, so it's fully optioned out.
Yep.
And people go home at 5 o'clock.
Wow.
No one sleeps there. They don't break anything. It's beautifully staged. And then the market was so hot lately, they've been giving the keys back in a year, but it could go. Now I think I'll have these 2 places I have now. It's going to take a little longer for them to sell out these communities. They might be in there for a couple of years. And it's a no-brainer, man. I don't got to clean anything. I don't worry about anything. When they call me up, they're going to say, come and get your keys. I go get the keys. And either I can keep it and rent it, or
you sell it. And I bet you it's gone up in value a little bit, because the houses, every time they do these, when they do these construction projects, things inflate. Things get more expensive. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Phase 1's always the cheapest.
The very last unit, and they've already made 20-30 grand.
That's great. That's great. Listen, I'm gonna send you the pictures. I'm gonna send you the pictures of this one. I take a look at it.
You have my interest. What's your name again, sir? I'm sorry.
I'm Jamil. Jamil.
Got it.
I'd almost just want to fly out there and have a beer with you, but I'm going to send you those pics, and then here's what we'll do. Here, I'll tell you this. If we do this deal, okay, I will get on a plane and come out there and have a beer with you, and I want to learn more about what you got going on, because you're the kind of guy that I like to learn from.
I might want to get my girlfriend and get on a plane and come back out there again. It's so beautiful out there. Gosh, it really is. The Grand Canyon. I liked Bryce Canyon better just because it was a little smaller and a little more up close. And it was foggy with the morning we went to the Grand Canyon. But
that sounds beautiful.
It's such beautiful country out there. My gosh.
It really is nice out here.
Yeah, I won't take any more of your time.
Oh, you're good, man. It's been a pleasure chatting.
I'm semi-retired, but
you've been a pleasure to talk to.
I'm sorry, sir?
I said, you've been a pleasure to talk to, my friend.
Well, it's nice talking to you as well. You kind of caught me off guard at first because I get a lot of solicitation calls. But, no, send me those photos. And, I'll do a drive-by. It's not that far away. I'll definitely drive by the place, and I'll check out the neighborhood.
Love it. Let me know what you think. If there's something that you see there that you think I need to pay attention to before I even wire money, if I have to close it, then,
as long as it doesn't look like where the monsters used to live,
no.
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, no monsters. There's a golf course there. Every time I have something in a golf course area, I know that I'm in the right place. If you play golf there, then people are okay.
No, like I said, from I don't know that particular area well, but I know it's a nice area. It's a nice area.
Awesome. And they're on their way over to you. Give me a call back when you have some time.
Thanks, man. Have a great afternoon.
You too, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The way that call started out, where he's like, well, traditionally, that's not the way you should go about it. Really, this is the way you should do it. And by the end, he's like, you know what? You've really piqued my interest. Like, tell me more. It's all about building those relationships. I don't know what your guys' take is, but that was all of those calls. Beautiful. I loved that one.
Pretty fun, man. I love this game. I love this business so much. It's just, I think you can tell, right? Like I really, really enjoy calls.
I can see and feel your passion in it, and you care about this, and you care about building these relationships. And I feel like that's the piece that you can't let go of. Everybody that watches this, don't let go of that part, that humanness in you to connect with people.
That's just
it's important. Yeah.
Landree, we're out of time, but I'm excited to do this again with you guys. We'll be back in another 2 Thursdays, right? Because it's every other Thursday. Jamil goes off market with Landry Morby, and we will have a brand new theme, a brand new thing to look at in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you guys tune in. 1
Thank you,
p.m.
guys.
PST on Thursdays. Take care.